Okay, Blackstone cooking. Got this one side of the Blackstone all heated up on the left-hand side here. Going to go in with a little bit of this bacon up, not too much bacon up. And I'm just seasoning this left side of the Blackstone. Got 2 of the 4 burners on right now. We're going to do a little breakfast hash today. So I have some frozen shredded potatoes, just massaging these frozen shredded hash browns up a little bit. And then we're going to dump them on the Blackstone. They're as cold as can be. That's okay. Just kind of spread them out. Try and get them on a nice, even layer. And let's start heating these hash browns up. Try and keep them all on one side, the side you have heated up. Again, I'm only operating with 2 burners right now. Don't want to be wasteful. On the side here, while my hash browns are starting to warm up, I'm going to use my Blackstone chopper to chop up this white onion. Now, to be honest with you, I'm not sure if this is more efficient than just using a chef's knife. I'm just doing it because it seems like a cool thing to do. I want to use my Blackstone chopper, my Blackstone scraper here to chop up this white onion. So that's kind of what I'm going to do. Just kind of want to limit my utensils I'm using. Don't want to have a ton of cleanup at the end of this. So I figured, what the heck, I can use this to chop up this white onion, no problem. And it's actually working really well. So no complaints here, I guess. Just putting a rough chop on this white onion, not really focused on if every piece is the same size or every piece is the same shape. Just want to get them cut into a size that's manageable for when people eat it. They're not eating a whole chunk of onion all at once. We're just chopping this onion up. And then once we have this onion chopped up, the onion's going to go right on top of the hash browns. And we're going to take our spatula and just mix that onion in right away. You can already see my hash browns are starting to get a little bit of color on them, which is a great sign. So mix that onion in, and we're off to a good start. Okay, while those onions are getting to know those hash browns, we're going to go ahead and season. So I'm hitting it first with some seasoned salt, and then we're going to go with some black pepper, and finally some crushed red pepper. I'm not afraid to over-season my hash browns here. I want to make sure that they have a nice, strong flavor. So we're going to season those all up, and while we're doing that, the other 2 burners have been turned on, and we're hitting the other side with some bacon up and letting that heat up so we can start to cook our meat. Periodically, we want to add more oil to the hash browns before they're all the way cooked. I use extra virgin olive oil. I know a lot of people who cook on the Blackstone use an avocado oil. Totally up to you. But we do want to apply some oil and move those hash browns around. I want them to cook through. I don't want them to get fully burnt on one side yet. So I'm just moving those around and making sure all those spices get integrated into the hash browns. Okay, we're going Cincinnati style Gouda here today for our breakfast hash. Obviously, you can use sausage, you can use bacon, you can use chorizo, you can use whatever meat you want. We're using Gouda today, and again, I'm using that Blackstone chopper to open up the package just because it kind of feels like a cool thing to do. And we're going to chop up this Gouda just as a rough chop. Again, this is a breakfast hash, so nothing has to look pretty. While that Gouda is getting going, I'm going to put down just a very small amount of cheese into my hash browns just to start to flavor these up even more. I am going to apply more cheese later. I just like to do the cheeses in stages, just like you're supposed to season food in stages. I like to apply cheese in stages to my breakfast hash. You can see my Gouda starting to cook. I'm going to smash it down so it cooks a little bit faster here. And we have our hash browns and our Gouda cooking. After those cook for a while, I'm going to go ahead and start to mix them together. This is when it starts to become a hash instead of just a traditional breakfast. We're kind of mixing all this together. And again, adding a little bit of oil to keep this cooking here and to help us from any sticking that might be occurring. And then what I'm going to do today, just to be silly, is I'm going to make a little circle, almost like I'm a hibachi, but We're going to call this like a breakfast hash hibachi. So make a little circle of our Gouda and our hash browns here, and we're going to add our eggs into the middle of this circle. Now, even though I'm making this into a joke that this is like a breakfast hash hibachi, this is actually kind of practical if you think about it. One negative about cooking on Blackstone is that when you crack eggs on a Blackstone, they tend to run towards the side or towards the back of the Blackstone, or however your Blackstone's sitting if it's not perfectly level. So creating this little home for these eggs to get cracked and scrambled up in will actually keep them from running all over the place on us, and will keep them in one place so they can cook. Once the eggs start cooking, we are going to season the eggs as well. Heavy amounts of black pepper on the eggs here, but we are going to put in a little bit of salt, a little bit of that crushed red pepper as well. But I like to go mostly black pepper on my eggs, these scrambled eggs that I have here in the middle, while they're cooking. Once we get those seasoned up, and those eggs will cook fast on that Blackstone, so don't let them cook all the way up. When they're cooking just a little bit, we want to start mixing them all in. And now we're looking at our wonderful hash that we have created. This is a Gouda egg cheesy hash that we have started to make here. Okay, I want some toast with my breakfast hash today, so I'm going to throw down some pieces of white bread just on the side, and then what I'm going to do is actually move my hash over to the left-hand side. One of the things I love about the Blackstone is that there are 4 different temperature zones, and believe it or not, those temperature zones work pretty well on the Blackstone. You can have one side at one temperature while the other side is at a significant difference in temperature level. Time to add some more cheese to that hash, and we're going to let that cheese cook on top of that hash while our bread toasts. I took that chopper and cut my toast into 2 pieces diagonally, of course. Let's load up some of this hash and a couple pieces of toast. This is guaranteed to be a great brunch on a weekend. Trust me on this one. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, hit that like button, and I'm sure I'll have more Blackstone meals and Blackstone videos coming in the future.